Hello, everyone, and good evening. I'm Rosalie, and I'm a NFTE alumna from the class of 2024 when I was the winner of the Regional Youth Entrepreneurship Challenge and a competitor in the National Challenge in New York City. I am so excited to be here tonight, and I hope all of you are as thrilled as I am to take part in one of the cornerstones of the NFTE program, the Business Plan Competition. For me, taking entrepreneurship with NFTE has been a major turning point in my life. Ever since I was little, I dreamed of being my own boss, but I never quite knew how to take the first step. NFTE has given me that opportunity. Through its hands-on curriculum and with the help of my amazing teacher and volunteer coaches, I was able to build confidence, sharpen my mindset, and develop the skills I needed to pursue my goals. Consider this. At the age of 16, I created my business, IndependMe, a mobile app designed to help children build essential life skills and independence through interactive, gamified learning. That gave me this incredible chance to compete at the national level and not only taught me the fundamentals of entrepreneurship, it taught me resilience, leadership, and how to turn challenges into opportunities. This journey has shaped me into a more driven, creative, and empowered individual. I no longer just dream about success. I know how to work for it. Thanks to NFTE, I'm not just building a business, I'm building my future. Last week, I was privileged to be celebrated as an EY Entrepreneur of the Year Youth Scholar at the New Jersey EY Entrepreneur of the Year Gala. Thank you. Next year, I will be attending Rutgers Business School to pursue a degree in business analytics and marketing. Thank you. Chances are that all of you here tonight are already aware of how crucial the entrepreneurial mindset is to our success of our country's economy, our communities, and of course, our young people. In fact, every single person in this room has the power to transform the lives of students like those competing here tonight with entrepreneurship education, as mentors, coaches, teachers, cheerers, and of course, through sponsorship dollars. NFTE programs rely on the financial support of many corporations, foundations, and individuals. We are especially grateful to the sponsors of tonight's challenge, including our presenting sponsors, EY and Santander Bank, and our associate sponsors, PayPal and Zora. I'd also like to thank the wonderful NFTE teachers and school partners, as well as the coaches, volunteers, judges, family, and friends who provide advice and encouragement to NFTE students. That ongoing support makes an enormous impact. Thank you. And finally, this evening would not be possible without commitment and guidance from the Mid-Atlantic Region's Advisory Board, whom you'll find listed in the digital program. Please join me in recognizing all those awesome contributions to the NFTE community. Tonight's competition is the result of a lot of time, energy, and hard work. Finalists, we know how much effort you've put into your business plans. You know your business is better than anyone else, and we can't wait to hear all about your great ideas. Before you start, take a deep breath and remember this. Everyone here believes in you. No matter what happens in the competition, know that you've already done something amazing to get this far. You've shown creativity, courage, and commitment, and that's what entrepreneurship is all about. I also want to remind you that while, of course, winning is great, it is the challenges that push us to grow, learn, and improve. So don't worry about winning, just share your passion and tell your story and enjoy the applause. Congratulations. Okay, is everyone ready? Here's where it gets exciting. To judge the challenge, we have an esteemed panel of experts. You can read their full bios in the digital program, which is available through the QR code on the screen. Please help me welcome a rising senior at Yale University and a member of the NFTE class of 2020, Charlize León Mata. The managing director of the Marketing and Business Development Not-for-Profit team for Webster Bank, Marissa Mack. Associate Director and America's Corporate Responsibility Leader for EY, Stefan Puntillo. And the founder and CEO of Transfr Inc., Bharanidharan Rajakumar. Judges, thank you so much for sharing your time and expertise. We have every confidence that our finalists will truly impress you. We do not envy your job. Now, for a brief review of the rules. Each presenter will have exactly 7 minutes to present their pitch deck to the judges. Our timer will show a green card when there are 5 minutes left and a yellow card when there is 1 minute left. If time expires before they finish, a red card will be shown and bell tone will be rung. After each presentation, the judges will have 3 minutes to ask questions. Again, a yellow card will be shown when there is 1 minute left, and the red card will be shown when the time is up and the bell will be rung. We will provide a minute between presenters for our judges to make necessary notes and record their scores. I'm excited to announce that our third place business tonight will receive $500, while our second place winner receives $1,000. Our first place winner will take home $1,500. There are also 3 runners-up who will be receiving $250 for their achievements as semi-finalists in this competition. All right, let's start the challenge. Please welcome our first presenter from Atmosphere Academy in the Bronx with his pitch for Energize, Dorian Guzman Lora.
Have you ever had a dream job in mind, but when you began to pursue it, it wasn't quite what you thought? Maybe you thought it would be fun and exciting, but rather it's just difficult and very exhausting. This is especially the case for engineers, one of the most difficult careers out there. Many engineering students either switch degrees or drop out because it becomes too difficult. This issue has caused a shortage in our country that is putting us in an economic strain. However, what if I told you that learning engineering could be as fun as playing video games? My name is Dorian Guzman Lora, CEO of Energize, where you can level up your future. First, let's expand on this nationwide issue. The supply of engineers in the US is far lower than the demand. Out of 3.5 million job roles that are open in STEM, 2 million will remain unfilled by the end of the year. This is because students lack proper training, lack proper exposure, and can't afford to finish school. The US is a world leader in STEM, but we're falling behind our competitive edge as this trend continues, which is very concerning. That's why we created Energize. We make learning STEM fun, interactive, and easy. Our website hosts a catalog of video games that train people to become engineers. But why are video games the solution? Digital gamification increases students' performance in school by 90%. That's why our learning is structured in the form of tutorials and guides, the same way a video game guides you through its mechanics. As you play, you're not just learning, you're creating projects. And as you can see on the left, you can save those projects to your portfolio for future use. For example, you can upload a file on your resume with a secure data model that you made while playing a cybersecurity game. Now, you've kickstarted your career at your dream company. So who's going to use our website? Our goal is not to replace education, but rather act as a supplement so that you amplify what you already learned in school. We're targeting people already interested in STEM who are either pursuing a degree or updating their resume. We are also targeting people exploring different kinds of engineering so that they're more motivated to pursue it when they get to that stage. Of those people, we're targeting the ones who play video games regularly and prefer digital interactive learning. We conducted a survey of 32 young adults interested in STEM, and of them, 56% of them said that they would pay for our service. If we extrapolate from that rate, we have 22.4 million potential customers nationwide. So how are we going to reach these audiences? Many young adults are active daily on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, many of which are watching STEM content creators, seeking career advice, and So we're going to target these demographics on these platforms for lower costs. And we're also going to use LinkedIn to target schools, companies, and people looking to improve their resume. By the first year, we plan to have 12,000 active users. And from then, we'll track our success by monitoring growth in STEM engagement through case studies. And we plan on maintaining this trend by retaining our customers with updates, events, online communities, and partnerships with companies. So why would I use Energize instead of any other website? Our competitors include Code.org, Brilliant, and Autodesk, all of which you can use to learn engineering on your own. However, none of them offer both an engaging form of learning and exportable portfolio projects that will be used to boost your resume, and that's where Energize stands out. So what are my qualifications? I know 2 programming languages that I learned online, and I've personally written hundreds of lines of code for projects that I've worked on in the past, including this one. I'm also one of the top performing students in my school, and I believe that my 10+ years of gamified learning experience have played a huge part in that. I also participated in a competition hosted by SUITUP, where I demonstrated critical thinking and adaptability. So what's my cost structure? For access to the entire website, we're charging $11.50 per month. Our back-end costs amount to $4.03 per month. That gives us $7.40 of contribution margin. Our monthly costs mainly go towards salaries and game development. That amounts to $33,208. That gives us 4,446 monthly subscribers to break even. And the good news is, in 12 months, we can take off the domain registration price and decrease that break-even amount by 626 customers. So what are our plans? We currently have 200 lines of front-end code written for prototypes, and we're currently in the process of writing back-end code. We plan on launching our website in 2 years with at least 5 games. We're also planning on partnering with larger STEM companies, potentially to recruit workers. And we're also targeting schools, so we plan on working with them to get more students, ambitious students on board, to take these opportunities for a discounted price. By 2032, we plan on owning 5% of the global market share in gamified learning. And lastly, 15% of our yearly profits will be donated for scholarships for aspiring engineers. Let's put the energy in engineering. My name is Dorian Guzman Lora, CEO of Energize. Empower your engineer, level up your future. Any questions? Yes.
I'm so impressed. Your presentation was great in terms of the stats that you provided. I'm sorry. Hi. I thought your presentation was amazing. You had a lot of good information in there regarding the stats of your program in terms of gaming. I thought the amount of research that you did in regards to the competitive analysis was wonderful. I'm just very impressed. My question, so I do not hold up too much time, is what do you think your biggest challenge would be in launching this program, right? You have done a lot of research, but what do you think the biggest challenge would be in making this move forward for you?
Okay, so it really comes down to how engaging it is. So I think we solved the solution perfect. I'm not worried about how we're gonna solve the solution, because that's there, right? But it really depends how engaging our platform is compared to these others. And yeah, of course, they do have a certain structure to where many people are not like drawn to it, and it doesn't really benefit them the way that Energize would. So The challenge is, I guess, in the future, we're going to have to make a lot of updates to keep people engaged, but that's not really that's the main concern. Yeah, that's the main concern. Any other questions?
One of the things I liked that you did was you took something that folks see as a problem now for, video games, staying behind screens, and you turned that into a benefit of how it could be educational, which is interesting in today's society. One of the things you mentioned was the $11 a month cost. How did you come up with that cost, and is it similar to other video game type subscriptions?
Yeah, so the structure in the first place was actually inspired by a platform called Lumosity, if you guys are familiar with it. They're not very similar, but it's the structure where it runs on the website, but you pay for access to the website. We actually did plan on doing $9, but the break even was too high, as I learned, so we decided to take it up a notch to $11.50, and that's where it came. There's also going to be possibly yearly subscription costs for lower price. Any other questions?
Love the energy. You were definitely bringing it to living up to your brand. If you could share, you've done some work, written lines of code. If you could just share, your vision for like one learning experience. You mentioned gamified. You mentioned engineering, but like, what's somebody learning? Like, what's the experience going to be like?
All right, so we're still in the process of developing the games, the back end, right? But I think I see a lot of potential that can be done with computer science, cybersecurity, and we could connect it to platforms like online construction platform. I don't know what to call them, but something like Blender or like Tinkercad, something for 3D modeling. We could use that to run some of our games that we might have for machines or energy, right? So there's a lot of potential that could be done with different kind of engineering that people might be looking into.
Great presentation, Dorian.
Thank you.
We'll just give our judges a little time to mark down their scores and jot down any notes. Now, for our second business, presenting their business plan for Athletic Unity, please welcome Crisbel Martinez and Christina Dalker from the Academy of Finance and Enterprise.
Did you know that there are over 8 million student athletes within the US? And on top of that, there's 46,000 just in New York City.
Half of those sports programs deal with financial burdens when it comes to finding the best and proper apparel for their teams.
How are they expected to be a team, let alone play as one? That's where we come in.
Hi, I'm Crisbel Martinez.
And I'm Christina Dolkar.
We're from the Academy of Finance and Enterprise.
And this is Athletic Unity.
I'm a student athlete, and I have contributed to my team's financial needs. When it comes to purchasing team hoodies and jerseys, it always seems to be so expensive, and I feel for the price that we are paying, the quality just isn't right.
A majority of teams just simply cannot afford to be paying $200 to $400 for sports apparel.
Please, don't worry, Athletic Unity has the solution to all of these problems. Here, we offer full uniform sets starting at $85. Design inclusive apparel that fits all genders and builds confidence. Would work directly with manufacturers to provide high quality at low prices and give teams an easy way to order, customize, and unite.
Now, worst case scenario, your uniform rips mid-game. You wouldn't want this to happen to you or your kids, would you? This is why we developed Athletic Unity. Here, we empower young athletes by providing affordable, high-quality apparel for schools and teams fostering teamwork, unity, and success. Competing companies prioritize their own profits over customer satisfaction and genuine services. Here at Athletic Unity, we want to provide to our customers budget-friendly products and real-time customization previews. If you look to our slides, you'll see on the right an example of a preview we might provide to our customers.
We want to build a real relationship with our customers. Those relationships are very valuable to us, especially because we understand them. It's powerful to see athletic unity created by student athletes themselves. It shows that we want to bring real change to the sports and apparel industry.
Now, to break down our target market, Athletic Unity is a part of this customized apparel and sports apparel industry. Their annual industry rates sales brings us to $250 billion. For our demographics, we want to attract athletes, teens ages 13 to 18, people of all genders and all backgrounds, and coaches and administrators. For our geographics, for now, we want to focus on New York City and New York City schools. For our psychographics, we want to focus on people who play sports, people who believe in teamwork, and people who have a competitive mindset. For our customer buying patterns, we want to focus on people who make one-time purchases through credit or debit, and people who want to find good deals. For our target market size, the total population, which is the population of New York City, is about 8 million people. For our target market population, which is the number of student athletes within New York City, it's about 46,000 people. For our market size, based on a survey that we produced, 82.5% of people are interested in our company. This brings our market size to 37,950 people.
To organize the finances, we would keep track on sales and the return on advertisement. Additionally, we would keep an eye on the error rate and the customer acquisition cost.
To connect directly with our customers, we would be using social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. If you look on the slides, on the right is an example of an advertisement we might be posting on our social medias.
It's not working. Some of our competitors include Game One and Fanatics. The first factor you should consider is pricing. Here at Athletic Unity, we offer bundles and sets starting at $85. As for Game One, prices vary depending on the team and the product and can range from $120 and above. Similarly, in Fanatics, prices vary depending on the team and the product and even can reach to $300.
The second factor to consider is social impact. Athletic Unity focuses on bringing a sense of belonging and unity amongst diverse groups and spreading team spirit and positivity. For Game One, they focus on the well-being of the community by supporting athletes and sports programs with quality gear. For Fanatics, they aim to bring leverage to sports while also providing for charitable causes and community service. Now, the third factor to consider is location. We all offer online services, while Fanatics sometimes offers in-store services.
However, our unfair advantage is our apparel is made from bamboo fabric, known for its breathability, moisture wicking, durability, and comfort. It also helps prevent odor and regulate body temperature, which is perfect for athletic wear.
For our qualifications, I, Christina Dolkar, am Microsoft Office certified. I also have my entrepreneurship and small business certification. I have years of art experience, and I also have a strong entrepreneurial mindset.
Similar to Christina, I have a certification through Microsoft Office. I have the entrepreneurship and small business certification. I'm currently a member of my varsity basketball team and my flag football team as a starter, and I have a strong entrepreneurial mindset.
Now, to break down our cost structure, the definition of one unit would be one full jersey set, meaning a jersey and the matching bottoms. To break down our description of expenses, variable material expenses total reaches $54.25. For our fixed expenses, the total reaches $1,875. For the economics of one unit, the selling price is $85 per unit. Cost of variable materials, cost of labor, and other variable costs brings our total cost of goods sold to $56.25. Overall, this brings our contribution margin to $28.75, later on bringing our monthly break-even units to 66 units, which is about 5 to 6 full teams.
The future of Athletic Unity looks bright. A first digital strategy coupled with local partnerships and market expansion will drive growth and success. We hope to start with the following sports: basketball, soccer, and volleyball. Based on a survey we conducted posted on our social media platforms, those were the most popular amongst a variety. In the future, we hope to expand into football, tennis, and track and field. Once we begin to take off, we hope to partner with Tough, a nonprofit organization focused on providing uniform, mentorship, and equipment for young athletes. Their mission is to really level the playing field and help with the financial burdens. 10% of every sale will go to the Uniform Funding Foundation to provide access and equity in sports. Together, we're just not creating products. We're building a movement where every athlete feels seen, supported, and empowered to perform at their very best. That's why we say, we're the unity.
Play with power.
Athletic Unity really has a chance to change the narrative and fulfill the needs of every team to improve their programs one step at a time. Thank you.
Great presentation. Judges, you know what to do.
Thank you so much, Christina and Crispell. Your enthusiasm, I could feel it sitting here, and I really appreciate all the work that you guys have done. I was wondering, as a past student athlete myself who had to go through these purchases, if you could expand a little bit more on your competitive edge. Why did you choose specifically the bamboo fabric, and why is it so special? I know you mentioned a little bit, but what made you choose that to be the competitive edge?
Okay, so I'm a student athlete and I play on the varsity basketball team. You know, playing, it's difficult, especially if you're going to other schools and their apparel is way nicer than yours. That affects our team's confidence. If I walk into that school building, I'm like, oh, hey, I already know we're gonna lose because they're more presentable than us. I think the way you present yourself is very important, especially when it comes to sports. If I came right now in shorts and jersey, you would have been like, oh, what is she doing? Like, why is she coming here like that? So I think what you wear, especially on the court, matters. Concerning the bamboo fabric, it's good towards sensitive skin. So I sweat a lot when I play. It's kind of ridiculous. So it absorbs the sweat. So instead of me dropping sweat all over the floor, it would absorb it, which is better for athletic wear.
So yes, thank you. Your energy was great. Wonderful presentation. I was able to hear you both very clearly. You spoke well. It was very, very high energy, which I loved. I just wondered, had you guys thought about any partnerships with other either brands or organizations in this? Is that something that you guys considered or even thought about in the process?
So yes, we have thought about that. Thank you for the question. We thought about connecting to like celebrities and big sports athletes because they're in our generation. A lot of students, they look up to these athletes, such as, let's say, Kobe Bryant and Steph Curry. They have big foundations, and partnering with them, we can really bring up our company and advertise it, but not only that, like really get our message through that we want to unite all student athletes and make sure they feel seen on the court.
I love the mission. Could not agree more that you know, when people have the right uniform, it also increases their pride. Your business, so you want to make money. What happens after you sell that first jersey, or once you sell that first uniform? Like, how do you kind of grow the business? What happens when you kind of run out of customers in New York City? Which, by the way, I think it makes sense to start in New York City since it's your backyard.
Can you rephrase your question?
What else, after you sell them the uniform, what else might you sell them to continue to grow your business? Or once you're done selling in New York City, where else might you go?
We would probably expand to bordering states such as New Jersey or Pennsylvania. They're pretty big states, and a lot of them focus on sports a lot. In New York City, it's a city, so like there's not like big football fields or anything like that. Meanwhile, in New Jersey and like Pennsylvania, let's say, they have really big sports teams, and they focus on sports a lot of the time. So we would probably expand out our market to them as well.
Oh, okay. I was gonna add something.
Judges, take a moment to finish recording your scores.
Thank you.
Now for our third business. No, you are not confused. We have two brothers competing tonight. Presenting his business plan for Kimberlite AP, Please welcome Brandon Guzman from Atmosphere Academy.
Gotta have a backup plan, right? Remember that sinking feeling when you studied for weeks, highlighted every page, and done all the practice problems only to get a failing score on your exam? This isn't just about not getting what you worked for. It's about feeling like your time was wasted, like you'll never crack the code. Now imagine that exam determines college credit, scholarships, or your confidence in your career. That's the AP exam crisis. My name is Brandon Guzman, and I'm the CEO of Kimberlite AP, the cornerstone for college credit. Now, I will never forget the day where I opened my AP score report and saw a 2 out of 5 after months of effort. For context, colleges need at least a 3 or a 4 to actually give you the credit. That gut punch wasn't just about not getting the credit, it was feeling like I was not meant for AP in the first place. And I'm not alone. Right now, over 36% of high school students in the US taking advanced placement classes will walk away with scores too low for any kind of college credit. That's over 450,000 exams a year, millions of dollars in college credit going to waste every year. It's not because these students aren't trying, but because they're forced to put their trust in tools that ignore how AP exams really work. Now, a single low score can push students off the advanced track, even if they're capable. This isn't about laziness. It's about systems that set students up to fail. This is why we created Kimberlite AP, a learning platform that combines AI precision with human expertise to make AP testers exam ready. We use AI to target weak points, tutors to explain the why behind your mistakes, and cheat sheets you can customize to turn your answer into a 5-worthy masterpiece. No more cramming, no more surprises, no more bulky textbooks. Our mobile-friendly tools fit your on-the-go life. Now, advanced placement isn't just about working hard, it's about working right. Let me show you how we crack the code. Studies show that practicing with feedback helps students a lot more than just taking passive notes. This is why we're giving students every chance to practice and progress with our analysis technology that knows official rubrics like the back of its own hand. Now, what if I know what's wrong, but I don't know how to fix it? If you need someone to sit next to you and help you hone your skills, you're in luck. We also help you find verified professionals you can talk to, leaving no question unanswered. Now, we'll be targeting high school students taking advanced placement, especially those aiming for 4s and 5s on their AP exam, with full support from their parents. We'll also be targeting teachers who want to supplement their lessons with tools that align with the College Board. Now, these students aren't just studying, they're investing in their futures. They're frustrated by generic tools that don't translate to AP success. Our surveys show they'll pay for 2 things: AI tools that target weak spots in your learning, and one-on-one tutoring if they can get a good price. Now, how do we reach these students? By meeting them where they already are, drowning in stress, scrolling through study hacks, and begging teachers for help. Our goals are ambitious but achievable. 100 signups in just 3 months, which will extend to 5 school partnerships in just 12 months. We'll use TikTok to spread awareness of our platform and Instagram to build partnerships with districts and independent teachers. But why Reddit? Whereas TikTok and Instagram users are probably just scrolling, Reddit has independent channels like AP students and homework help where you can find hundreds of thousands of students actively looking for solutions. Now, where else can you find AP prep? There are many platforms with the same vision as us, each with different ways of helping their students pass, like Khan Academy's interactive learning course and Study.com's teaching resources. We also acknowledge Note's AI assistant and Fiveable's live community forums for last-minute cramming. If you want all of the above and then some, we got you covered with interactive hands-on learning, structured video lessons, one-on-one tutoring, and AI feedback supported by official rubrics. We're not just another platform, we're your all-in-one AP survival toolkit.
Now you're probably wondering, who's behind this solution? I'm a high-achieving scholar in areas such as GPA and standardized tests, who also managed to attain the Gates Scholarship. But with AP exams, I hit a wall. I was just never able to understand how AP graders think, and that was a weakness that no amount of self-study could fix. Now, my struggles caused me to think that traditional study methods were failing not just me, but those around me, and I conducted a survey that showed just how common this problem was. Outside of that, I participated in 2 competitions hosted by Suit Up Incorporated, one of which I won, where I learned to work under pressure and adapt to feedback. And as a front-end developer for a previous competitor of NFTE and the 2024 hackathon, I've learned 2 programming languages, and I'll be putting myself in charge of outlining the platform and making it function. But how can I make it profit? We'll take $24 a month per user and keep about $478. Just a little over $4,000 to cover the essentials like platform hosting, a part-time developer, and targeted ads. Now, at 844 subscribers, we're profitable. That's just a % of one large high school's AP students. So where does that put us today? We've surveyed a group of students at Atmosphere Academy, as well as some other students from 3 other states and Canada, where we'll use their feedback to refine our prototype. In 1 year, we'll be ready to launch, and we won't hesitate to reach out to students until we've hit our break-even amount. In 5 years, we'll be available nationwide, and in 10 years, we'll cover all 38 subjects and pivot to standardized testing and high school placement exams. And finally, we plan on using 10% of our revenue to close the learning gap by supporting student mentorship in under-resourced communities. They say a diamond is just a piece of coal that did well under pressure. Well, right now, millions of students are buried under that pressure, and they need the right conditions. Our AI is the chisel. Our tutors are the polish, and together, we reveal the fives hidden inside each and every student. Let's turn pressure into something priceless with Kimberlite AP. Thank you. Any questions?
Great presentation. Judges, any questions?
No, so thank you so much for your presentation. Clearly there is a need, and I do agree with you that, there are different ways that people learn, and so when it comes to the AP testing, there's definitely a need there to be more creative. So thank you for your solution in that. How are you, so you mentioned in your marketing analysis that you'd be reaching people through Google, through Reddit.
So TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit.
And Reddit.
Well,
okay.
I couldn't fit them all in one slide.
Yes, understood. So I know those are the platforms, but how specifically are you going to market in those platforms?
So for TikTok, I think it's gonna be like similar, because I get a ton of for example, I may need to pay more to actually get actually get the videos out to people, because I don't have like an organic account. But there are viral videos like AP study hacks that already get a ton of views, so I'm sure if I can get it out there, a lot of people are gonna get clicks. Now for Instagram, it is the same thing where you can scroll and then you'll see an ad right there. And a lot of teachers and schools have Instagram accounts, so that's where we'll be able to make connections. There's also LinkedIn, which will be strictly for schools and teachers, but Instagram is can be both. And Reddit is the most important one, probably because it's the hundreds of thousands of students. It's not just people scrolling, it's really people who are desperate. That's where you'll find them. Now, I mean, I should have said that a little bit better.
Yeah, thank you so much, Brandon. I know that as a student that was just in high school a few years ago, I would have wanted something like this. My question was in terms of affordability. So I think that a lot of the students that struggle with AP exams come from low-income communities. So down the line, is there a plan that you have to make this more accessible for students that come from low-income communities?
Yeah, one of the challenges of making that cost structure slide was that the price might look different for everyone. This was, what you saw there was just assuming because I wanted to give each student each subscriber, if they pay $24, one free tutor, and then they'd be paying for the rest. But let's see. I had gotten this tip about contacting the like trying to get in touch with the CEO of FEV Tutoring, which is no longer in business, not because it was a bad idea, but because they made a wrong move, you know. It was a business where they, I don't know if it was like a nonprofit, it was a business, and they had like free access to tutoring. But I'll try to work on how I can make it cheaper, you know. But that 24 might not apply to everyone.
Well, I will say that you're lucky that both you and your brother are good students and competitive. My sister got a lot higher grades on her AP exams than I did, so I had unhappy parents whenever my report card would come at the same time. So one of the things I thought that you presented really well, and this is going off of our comment here, was the cost structure. I think that if you could highlight too, you know, you have here your tutor payments are $18. Is that correct? What would be the cost per month of a tutor payment?
Yeah.
One of the things, so if you would look what the average cost is for a tutor, you know, a one-on-one tutor.
Here's what I was thinking, like, just a little bit of it would be, like, if they're subscribing, just only a little, like, they'd be paying a lot less out of pocket for the tutors, and then we'd be paying the rest, at least for, at least for the first couple of sessions.
Yeah, and I think that
Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon. Great presentation. At this time, I'd like to ask the judges to collect their things so they can head off with our timer to deliberate and determine who our top winners will be. And let's give one last round of applause to all of our student presenters. You were fantastic. And now, I'd like to introduce the Regional Director for NFTE Mid-Atlantic, Rob Piercy, along with a member of the NFTE Mid-Atlantic Advisory Board, the CEO and owner of Creative Sense, Inc., Judy Stewart.
Evening, everybody. I'll try that again after those presentations. Good evening, everybody. There we go. I'm really thrilled to be here. I've been with NFTE now for about almost 10 years, for 2 different time periods. And I'm going to steal one of our president and CEO, JD's lines from later in the show. I think every year these pitches become more and more thoughtful, more and more purposeful. I was blown away by all 3 of them. We had a chance to work with them. So let's give them one more big round of applause as they go. I also want to thank Rosalie, and thank you for being here today to MC our event and represent your fellow NFTE Mid-Atlantic alumni. You're doing a fantastic job. I actually had the privilege of accompanying her at the New Jersey ELY Gala last week, and as you can expect, she absolutely owned that room as well. Let's have a big round of applause for Rosalie. Now, while the student pitch decks and presentations are a testament to all the hard work and passion that our students put into their business ideas, they are also a reflection of the secret sauce behind the success, an incredible NFTE teacher. At this time, I want to welcome up one of our Regional Advisory Board members, Judy Stewart.
Hi there, everybody. I'm very excited to be here. It's so important to celebrate what NFTE does, but we're going to talk about these great teachers we have that get us all to where we go. You know, I've been a long-time volunteer coach and mentor with NFTE, and I have seen firsthand how a good teacher can make an incredible difference in the lives of their students. And I know you know what I'm talking about. We need to celebrate our teachers. The teachers are highly skilled, disciplined, passionate educators with amazing content knowledge, classroom management, and a sincere belief that the entrepreneurial mindset can change a student's life trajectory. Sincere belief, right? And we know it's happening. We have this is a great story to tell you because it's real. We have a shining example of how great teachers are from within our own NFTE family. Many of you know Miguel Vasquez. He's a NFTE alumni, And he is now our NFTE Development Director for the Northeast region. He's climbed up the ladder, and that's where he is. Well, he can't be here today, unfortunately, but we asked him to tell us what he learned and how the experience was for him at being a NFTE student. He said, I want to briefly share the power of teachers in NFTE students' lives. My journey began in a high school classroom, but it didn't end there. My NFTE teachers saw potential in me that I hadn't yet recognized in myself. That's a major statement. His teacher didn't just teach the NFTE curriculum, he helped shape Miguel's future. The fact that Miguel's NFTE teacher attended his wedding many, many years later speaks volumes about the kind of lasting relationships that teachers and students have together, right? It's wonderful. So NFTE is more than a program, it's a life-changing community. The teachers we celebrate today are just amazing. They help shape the future of students and make a lasting impact on their lives. And they make a lasting impact on all of us watching what you do. So NFTE is proud to have so many incredible educators supporting our students in the Mid-Atlantic region. Not all of them can be here tonight, but some of them are. I just have to say that teachers, let's agree, teachers are the spark that ignite NFTE. Do you agree? Teachers are the spark. Well then with that, I want you to get up. I want the teachers to stand up and let's applaud. Thank you, teachers. You're so great. You make it happen. You know, you're absolutely the spark that lifts us all up. It lifts up NFTE. You're the spark behind it. You know, during the pandemic, it became even more evident that our teachers are crucial to the success of NFTE, of the NFTE program. So the NFTE staff gathered together to celebrate them with a song written by my dear friend, David Friedman, a Broadway lyricist and composer. The sentiments in that message, sung by NFTE's multifaceted management team today, are going to be sung today as they did in 2020. We're going to play it for you right now, and we'd like you to sing with the chorus.
Hi, I'm JD LaRock. All of us at the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship, NFTE, would like to send this special message to our teachers across the United States and around the world. It's been a challenging year, but you got us through it.
Through the doubt and the fear, you said you can do it.
You help brilliant minds to find their way
and help their ideas see the light of day.
No matter how intricate their business might seem, you help learners flourish and develop their dream. So we want to thank you all today.
For all of your gifts, we just want to say, you're NFTE, you're NFTE. For the support and kindness you've shown, you're NFTE, you're NFTE.
For helping kids launch companies of their own,
you're NFTE, you're NFTE.
And we want to thank you for all that you do.
You're NFTE, you're NFTE. 'Cause we at NFTE owe so much to you. You're NFTE, you're NFTE, and we want to thank you for all that you do. You're NFTE, you're NFTE. I guess what we are saying is we love you. You're NFTE.
Judy,
insisted that I sing tonight, just so you know. No, you're not done. All right, and a round of applause for Judy.
I was specifically told not to sing tonight. So that's one difference between JD and I. This year, thanks in large part to a very generous gift from Judy here, the Mid-Atlantic region is proud to honor 2 teachers for their outstanding work with our NFTE students, a veteran and an emerging teacher of the year. Our first recipient, while still pretty new to NFTE, is already making a huge impact through her collaborative style, dedication, and growth mindset. We want to acknowledge this teacher's commitment to entrepreneurship and to instilling our youth with the belief that anything is possible. Her school is represented today by some of the young entrepreneurs you may have met during the reception, but also by our host for the evening, Rosalie Delgado, who was one of 3 businesses her school sent to nationals last year. Rounding out her 5th year teaching NFTE, the Mid-Atlantic's Emerging Teacher of 2025, who didn't know she was getting this, I'm gonna get punched later, who will receive a check for $250 is Precious Ojeda from the Jewish Renaissance Foundation in Perth Amboy, New Jersey. Congratulations, Precious. It's amazing to think you finished your first year with NFTE just in the spring of 2020. What a long way we've come. Now, it would take a long time to list all the accomplishments of this veteran teacher we're recognizing tonight. The students enrolled in her course are engaged, poised, and passionate about entrepreneurship. Her classroom is truly a model classroom. Her steadfast dedication to teaching real entrepreneurial skills can be seen by dozens of her former students now running successful businesses. Her alumni have placed in the National Challenge. They've represented NFTE across the country as speakers. And yes, she is also represented by a business team competing in tonight's finals. We are delighted to honor her for 16 years of supporting NFTE learners in New York City. Also receiving a check for $250, please help me recognize Lorena Izzo from the Academy of Finance and Enterprise in Long Island City, Queens. All right, another big round of applause for both our teachers tonight. Thank you so much for helping to support these amazing teachers. It is not easy. This was the first year we decided to do our teacher awards and bring them back into the finals. We hope this will now be an annual thing. All the teachers here tonight did an amazing job with their students who are represented here tonight, who will be moving on to nationals. Wish we could have done 10 of these, but knowing that it's back into our rotation every year is amazing. Now I have the privilege to honor and recognize another one of NFTE's regional advisory board members here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Please welcome to the podium another member, the Director of Business Development for Auctions at Showplace, Sean Leventhal.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you to all the amazing teachers. We love you very much. You're the secret sauce of NFTE, and we're really happy to honor all of your hard work. Each year, NFTE Mid-Atlantic has the honor to select both an individual and a corporate volunteer of the year from our region. Fun fact, about 11 years ago, and I think in this very room, I won the Volunteer of the Year award in 2014. And this year, the nominee for Individual Volunteer of the Year has been an integral part of NFTE since taking the program as a student. That involvement has grown in recent years in the Mid-Atlantic region. As a senior leader at Valley Bank, Marsha's committed and continued efforts have made it possible for NFTE to begin receiving not only funding, but also access to the Valley team of volunteers throughout the entire NFTE region. Marsha's volunteer support has reached young people across a wide range of NFTE projects. She recently volunteered and judged for both the World Series of Innovation and 2 NFTE Mid-Atlantic Regional Youth Entrepreneurship Challenges. She served as a business plan and career readiness coach during the region's Youth Entrepreneurship Summit events and has served as a judge and timer for the National Challenge, and as a presenter at last year's Nifty Entrepreneurial Spirit Gala Award last year. Her insights help students come up with business ideas, strengthen their business plans, and build critical networking and career readiness skills that transform any career pathway students might be excited to explore. In addition to her impressive set of professional experiences at companies like Valley Bank, Amazon, Century 21 Stores, and Lowe's, Marcia has also launched her own HR consulting business that she's running now. So, without further ado, congratulations to our Individual Volunteer of the Year Award winner for 2025, the CEO of Spontaneous Braid Creations and McCorline Corporation, Marcia McCorline. Congratulations. Thank you. Awesome. I don't think you have to speak. So, it should come as no surprise that Valley National Bank is Nifty Mid-Atlantic's corporate volunteer nominee this year as well. Valley has been an exceptional partner in advancing Nifty's mission through a deep commitment to volunteerism and strategic engagement across multiple programs and regions. Over the past year alone, 93 Valley employees contributed an impressive 224 volunteer hours, demonstrating not only the breadth of their support, but also the depth of their dedication to our students and our educators. Their volunteers have shown up for Nifty's Global Day of Coaching in New York City, served as judges at our regional, national, and World Youth Entrepreneurship Championship Challenge Series, coached at school sites across the Mid-Atlantic, supported our New York Summer Biz Camp, and contributed to our Founders Forum and Youth Entrepreneurship Summit. While rooted in the Mid-Atlantic, their impact has reached far beyond, extending to Nifty programs in many other regions. Valley National Bank's sustained multi-regional support and dedication to student success through hands-on involvement make them a clear standout among our industry partners. Their continued investment of time, talent, and leadership truly exemplifies what this award is all about. So please help me welcome to the podium to accept this award the Senior Vice President and Senior CSR CRA Officer for Valley National Bank, Jason Kahn. Thank you again, Jason and Marcia, for all you do for Nifty. Let's give them one more round of applause. And now, please welcome to the podium the lead program associate for Nifty Mid-Atlantic, Mary Wang.
I'd like to also welcome up to the stage right now two of our semi-finalist businesses from this challenge, Amrita Ricknoth with her business Oil Mist, Nicole Nunez with Fine Sight, and also one of our finalists from last year's challenge, Elizabeth Manukian, who competed in nationals last year with her business Aqua Cuffs. Like Rosalie, Elizabeth is about to be celebrated as an EY Entrepreneur of the Year Youth Scholar at the New York Entrepreneur of the Year Gala later this week. I'd like to take a second and thank Sean, but also how about a big hand for Sean and Judy and the rest of the Nifty Mid-Atlantic's Advisory Board, along with our amazing volunteers. We couldn't do it without you. So I'm excited to welcome both Amrita and Nicole to the stage because they are two of our winning semifinalists from this year's competition. And we want to find out a little bit more about their business ideas and what they have learned this year. We're also really excited to have Elizabeth share her perspective from last year's national competition and her competition from the challenge. So I have a few questions for all of you and then a few individual questions as well. I'm going to change location. All right, for Amrita and Nicole, I'll start with Amrita. Tell us about your business and where did the idea come from?
My business is called Oil Mist, and it's a product for women and men who have breakage in their hair, damaged hair loss, short hair loss, or just a way to grow their hair, or just to feel confidence with growing their hair.
Hi, my name is Nicole. My business is FindSite. FindSite is a website-based platform that allows college students and incoming applicants to find and save money on their majors, because as we know, like, picking a major is not easy, and so I just want to make, an easier platform to make that whole process smoother for everybody.
All right, also for Amrita and Nicole, what have you learned about yourself while working on this business idea and building your plan?
I've learned that I'm more passionate with learning about more hair, that I've learned that this is something that I really want to do, something that motivates me, and I think that I want to continue doing and pursue it.
As for me, I've learned that business doesn't really have rules, and you can't just feel defeated like after one little short incoming. So no matter like how many turns you have or like how many, ups and downs, there's always a solution, and so you can never really give up on your business, and you have to believe in it just as much as like the peers around you also believe in you.
Wonderful, and I think the entrepreneurs in this room can agree with that. For Elizabeth, we're going to bring you in now. So tell us about Aqua Cuffs and what made you think of it.
Okay, so Aqua Cuffs is an eco-friendly shark repellent band that makes diving, surfing, or swimming safer. And it basically stemmed from my own phobia. I could never step in the water. But then I realized that I wasn't the only one with this concern. And yeah.
I think a lot of businesses kind of stem from your own, concerns. Elizabeth, tell us about what participating in last year's regional challenge meant to you, because you were here about a year ago.
Yeah, so it was definitely a surreal experience, both exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time, but I just think to just alleviate all the nerves, and I was really lucky to have had amazing teachers, classmates, and advisors really help me practice. So my advice would just be practice, 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 go over your business plan, go over your slides, and just be ready for the event and have a lot of fun.
All right, this is a question for all three of you. So what advice would you give to another student who is thinking about taking a NFTE class?
Advice that I would give to a student that is going to take a NFTE class or wanting to is always push yourself out there. Don't feel like it's nerve-wracking, like just practice. Don't feel like, like I can't do this. Always push yourself. Don't think, like that person's better than me. Don't think that. Push yourself, have encouragement, have confidence.
I think that when it comes to brainstorming about a business idea, you really have to think about, what do I want? What do I need? And how can I create that and give it to the public?
As for me, I think like the main important thing to remember is push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Like, nobody ever gets anywhere staying comfortable. Nobody succeeds staying in the same place they are. You can't just always walk because you think it's better. Like, you can't just always stay in the same place. For you to actually succeed and achieve things in life, you have to actually go outside and find things that push yourself and challenge you. So I would just say, don't be intimidated. Don't, cower away, think that it's not for you. Don't think, you don't have the needs or, the necessities. Have confidence and believe in yourself that as long as you push yourself and believe in yourself, you can.
All right, so for Elizabeth, all of our finalists tonight are going to be going to the national challenge in October. What can you share in terms of advice or how it was different or how they can take advantage of the opportunities that are going to be present?
Of course. So again, it was an amazing experience. And what advice would I give? Can you repeat the question?
Yes. I'll make it simpler. What was it like to participate in the National Challenge last year? And can you share some advice with our regional finalists?
Right, it was an amazing experience, and it's just so amazing and thrilling to be in a room with like-minded peers. So really just make new friends, and it gave me an amazing experience because I was able to be on TV and share that experience to the world for other kids and talk about my business product, represent my school, and represent NFTE. So just take in every moment of it.
All right, thank you all. Let's have a big hand for our young entrepreneurs. And now it's my distinct pleasure to introduce the president and CEO of NFTE, Dr. J.D. LaRock.
I'm not singing anymore tonight because we want you to stay and not leave. Now let me get a time check. Do we need a little more? They're on their way back. Fantastic. Well, I won't belabor things. But before I just say some prepared remarks, I would just like to offer some comments from the heart. You know, this is the 6th school year that I will have gone through as president and CEO of NFTE. You know, our organization's been around for almost 40 years. We were started right here in the Bronx, well, not here in the Bronx, but in the Bronx, by a Bronx school teacher named Steve Mariotti, nearly 40 years ago. And now that I am getting to be here for a little bit of time, you know, what really stays with me are all of you who have stayed with us, who have been here during my NFTE story from the start. And I'm not going to name everyone here, but they cross so many categories. You know, board members like Holly and Judy and Sean and Noel, and alumni like Rosalie and Elizabeth and Charlize, who now are playing different roles in the NFTE ecosystem. Teachers like Precious and Lorena, many others. Staff members like Arnie and Rob and Suzanne. You know, this is what makes the thing live on after we may individually come and go. The relationship, think about the things that matter in your life. What is probably at the heart of all of them? People who stick around and show that they care. And that's what I see in this room tonight. So thank you very much for being a part of our wonderful community. Let me once again acknowledge our staff team who works very hard to make sure these events go off in the right way. You've met Mary and Rob. They're part of a team that includes our development director, Miguel, who is not here because he and his wife were expecting their first child, so that's why he is not here. Yeah, and we're wishing him well. Along with our senior manager of volunteer programs, Anthony Curtis, they not only provide our teachers with curriculum, training, and support throughout the year, but they work closely with our volunteers and sponsors to make special opportunities for our students possible. Okay, let's get to it. So let me have our 4 finalists who presented today up. Join me up on the stage, please. Come on up, come on up. And let me also ask Amrita and Nicole to join on the stage too. All right. And while they make their way, let me say a big thank you once more to our key sponsors, EY and Santander. Come on up, and PayPal and Zora. All right. So, we will have the results read in just a moment, but I want all of you to see what I have here in my hand, and all of you up on stage, what I have in my hand. This is a ticket to our national competition. And, you know, being in New York, we should have just given you a Metro card or an Omni. Don't worry, it'll still be special for you. But all of you will receive this ticket. All of you have your ticket punched to be competitors in the national competition. So congratulations. No matter what the results are tonight, you will continue on. And that's important because you get to continue refining and working on your pitches from now until the fall. And let me tell you something that I've learned in my 6 years leading NFTE. Whatever the results are tonight, it's a fresh page heading into the fall competition. Don't worry how what you placed, how you placed today, because really the page starts fresh in the fall competition. you get to continue to work on your pitches, and I hope you do, because all the pitches that I saw were really high-quality pitches. All right. All right, so with that, let me turn it to our MC to read the results.
Judges, we're all very interested in your impressions. Is there any general feedback you'd like to give before the results are announced?
I would just say amazing job. It took a lot of courage to be up here, to present, to put everything together. And so you should all be very proud of yourselves just for even being at this point, and also knowing that you're going on. So please continue to do great work. Continue to make great slides and think through this. You guys are way ahead of us where we were. That was one of the things we discussed. So just continue on, and great work.
I just echo it. You all were so articulate up there. You commanded the room. Your problems that you were looking to solve, there was such detail in how you were thinking about the problems. Sitting here, it made me have great hope. Nifty events always make me have great hope for the future with you folks who are going to be future leaders. So great job. Keep up the great work, and good luck at the next events.
Yeah, I, again, echo everything that the other judges have mentioned. I think that I feel like a proud Nifty alumni here, sitting and seeing how amazing you guys continue to do and how you level up this competition each and every year. I think that my general feedback is to always go back to your why. The reason that I felt so impressed by each and every single one of you is how articulate you were in expressing your why and why this is something that means so much to you. So always express that. You will always reach someone by just expressing your why and why this is something that means so much to you. Thank you guys so much for presenting for us today.
This was my first year judging, and I gotta say, this was fantastic. I felt you. I felt all of you. You know, you had like really mission-driven purposes, and I love that how everybody had like a social impact component to your business. So keep going. Excited to see how your next presentation comes out, and if there's anything that we can do to help you along the way, don't hesitate to reach out. I mean, we'd love to see you all be successful, and like entrepreneurship is alive and well and bright, and you guys are just shining examples of that. So great job.
Well, judges, we want to thank you so much for your time and commitment. We know it wasn't an easy decision to make, but we appreciate your thoughtful work. Let's have one more hand for the incredible panel of judges. Congratulations to all of our finalists on your remarkable work in this challenge. I know we are excited to see you at Nationals this fall. I can't tell you, it will be an amazing experience you will never forget. Now, for our third place winner to receive an award of $500 for their business is Christina Dalker and Crispel Martinez, Academy of Finance and Enterprise for Athletic Unity.
I think this means that I need to figure out which one is which here. By the way, just as a little aside, you are not the first set of twins that has been regional competitors. We had the same thing in Washington, D.C. So there's something about this year in twins. All right, let's see what happens next.
All right. Next, winning $1,000, tonight's second place winner is Brandon Guzman from Atmosphere Academy for Kimberlite AP. And of course, our first place winner to receive an award of $1,500 is Dorian Guzman Lora from Atmosphere Academy for Energize. That concludes the competition. Thank you, everyone, and good night.
All right. We're going to stick around and take some photos with the winners, but that concludes our ceremonies for this evening. We'll look forward to seeing you in the fall. Good night, everybody.